Good morning, Zach Leonard here. Today, I would like to talk to you about homiletics. Homiletics is so important in the aspect of, or in the areas that we're going to be working. For me, especially, I'm looking at youth ministry. There were so many different techniques that this section or this course provided, and I thought I'd share a few ideas or things that I learned from this section. One of the things that I learned in the rhetoric portion of this course was how effective leaders throughout history have used their voice inflection and phrasing to make their points clear and effective. A lot of great leaders throughout history would use series of threes. They would repeat themselves, the same idea. They would just repeat it three times, three different ways. That would make it seem very official, authoritative, and important. It would also allow people to uh, get a firm grasp of the idea and what is being communicated with them. I also thought that the rhyming aspect of the rhetoric was important and interesting because us as a culture, we have decided that a rhyme is educational and it has value. And it's also easily stuck into people's minds. So, I mean, it's silly, but an apple a day is nowhere near accurate. It's not keeping the doctor away, but we have taken it as truth. And there's not a person in this country that can't tell you an apple a day will keep the doctor away. In this section, I discovered Andy Stanley, and I thought his preaching style was highly effective and really would help people understand what we were teaching and help them apply it to their lives. Because I don't want my people to just be have knowledge of the scripture, but I would like them to understand and be able to apply these scriptures to their lives. An Andy style presentation was a single point. He would focus on one point for his sermons, and then he would apply the me, we, you, or me, we, God, you, we aspect into his sermon preparation. He would take all of his sermon notes from the Bible. He wanted to get his illustrations from the Bible, the context of his message from the Bible and the scriptures, but he would take it and apply it to himself. He would allow himself to be impacted by what he had read and what he had learned through his study of the scriptures. He would apply it to himself, and then he would apply it to the group as a whole. How are we supposed to respond to this, and what are we doing in this aspect that we need to learn? When he gets to the God aspect, it's what God says we should do with this information. Uh, the you that he at This is near the end of his sermon. The you part is how should you take this information and apply it to your lives. Um, and then at the end, he would tie it all together. This is what we are going to do with the scriptures that we have learned from, and how they have affected us in our daily lives. In this section, I also learned just how important it is for sermon series prep. If we are able to prep and have our sermons in line and in order and have a plan and a calendar planned out, we are able to expand and allow our other teams to be impactful for that message that we will present that day. So allow the worship team to come up with different songs that will be applicable to the sermon that we're presenting that day. We also, I really enjoyed the idea of having homework. Send homework. Let the people work on something throughout their week. We want them to have this message in their head, not just, we're not checking a box. We don't want them to just be there Sunday morning and let it disappear. I want my people talking about my sermon and the lessons that they learned and how they're applying it to their lives to last all week long. I also really enjoyed the idea of giving them something that they can hold in their hand that will remind them of what they had learned this previous Sunday. The whole idea behind homiletics is being able to take the Bible, what we have learned, and what we've learned through prayer and reflection, and being able to communicate it efficiently to the people that we will teach. We want it to impact their lives. We want them to remember what was taught and how they're going to apply it. We're looking for life changing attitudes, not just a surface level, but a full spirit understanding of what they had learned that day.